Channel 7, streaming live on our web channel at WJHG.com.
Welcome back. You know, it's one of the most demanding jobs in the military. Their training takes place mostly behind the gates of Naval Support Activity Panama City.
But over the past month, News Channel 7 has gotten a rare behind-the-scenes glimpse of what it takes to become a U.S. Navy diver. Our very own David Demarest has this special series on what it takes to go through this course.
Are you ready?
Well before daybreak, students who qualify for dive school training are up, preparing for this, what amounts to 3 to 4 hours of physical torture. Instructors call it PT for physical training. Students call it a shock. At a time when most of us are stirring our coffee, sailors who have qualified to take a shot at becoming Navy divers are just trying to survive, to hold steady and not break. This is only the first step towards proving themselves worthy of the rank Class A diver. They may come straight out of Navy boot camp at Great Lakes or from stations halfway around the world with years of service under their belts. Once here, all evolve, and quickly.
You got people yelling and screaming at you and, PTing for hours upon end. But, after the first couple of days, your body gets used to it, your mind gets used to it.
The instructors have to be tough too. A typical 2-year shift involves pushing students their physical limits early in the morning, then leading classroom sessions. It takes a toll. But the instructors, all of whom have been through the dive school process themselves, are determined to get the best out of their students, to help them discover the potential within themselves that they might not have even suspected.
If we see promise, we definitely want to keep that person around. And a lot of people, when they come in here, don't know what they're capable of. Their threshold for pain on a 1 to 10 scale, what they think is a 10 is R2. So we teach them, we recalibrate that scale.
NDSTC hosts about 8 Navy diver A schools per year, each of which lasts 89 days. The average class may start with about 30 students, but many won't make it. Those who do will emerge strong, trustworthy, and tested. Then they're gone.
Test these guys as much as we possibly can, so they're prepared to go to the fleet and do their job.
Over 89 days, step by step by step, a U.S. Navy diver is forged in Panama City.
Wow, okay, so most of what you saw was from the toughest days of the first week, and part 2 of this series will take a look at students further along as they develop and hone their skills that they'll employ as Navy divers. That is a tough course to go through.
You think?
Yeah, I think.
I think it's very challenging, amazing. You know, something else.
Thanks, Jim.
All right, and if diver candidates can survive the early weeks of the Naval Dive and Salvage Training Center's school here in Panama City Beach, then they have a good chance of completing the program.
And we showed you the difficulty those students face in the beginning earlier this morning, but as you're about to see, there's an evolution that takes place as the class continues.
News Channel 7's David Demarest has more in his special report, Navy Diver.
In the first days of dive school training, students live in a state of shock. Running on little sleep and always near physical exhaustion, it's hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
97, 98, 99, 100.
The physical training is tough for sure, but inside the classroom, students are hitting the books just as hard. The classroom curriculum has expanded in recent years. Instructors employ varying methods to keep their students engaged and attentive. Instructors are also coached and evaluated to make sure they're on their game. They say it's working.
The quality of student that we have now and what we're expecting them in the academic arena is a lot tougher than when I came in. And it makes them better divers. We have a lot better thinkers than we used to have.
But in the pool, it's not enough to just be a good thinker. Students are trained to react appropriately to worst-case scenarios. Punishment they take at the hands of instructors may look extreme, but working in pairs, the divers learn how to deal with adversity and overcome fear.
Intestinal fortitude is a challenge here for just about everybody. When I was here as a student, people came up to me and they said, everyone here is going to have that day. Your day may be today, it may be next week, it may be 3 weeks from now, but you will have that day while you're here. It's that day when you've got nothing left to give and you're going to have to reach inside and find it. You know, when you think that you can't go any further, as a student here, I remember being in the leaning rest in the push-up position saying, okay, if I'm still here in 2 minutes, I'm quitting. I can't possibly stay here. And 5 minutes later, you're still there, and you have to tough it out. You have to find that within yourself.
The students near the end of their time in dive school, they know their job. Teamwork is second nature. They're divers now. There's a more relaxed atmosphere. Instructors offer guidance much more gently, and on a day at sea, it's not hard to catch students actually enjoying themselves. By the time graduation finally rolls around, students are all smiles, filled with pride their instructors share. In front of friends and family, their transformation is complete. They have become U.S. Navy divers.
We're not the sexiest or the fastest or the triathletes of the Navy. We're just guys that can grind it out.
It's an awesome job, one of the best jobs in the Navy.
All right, now every Navy diver that goes through the Navy diving program is trained here.
That's
and from
right.
Here, they'll go all over the world.
They certainly will. They're stationed everywhere, and they can return to become first-class divers or even master divers. So,
yeah,
pretty
and
tough
just,
guys
yeah,
and girls.
Good for you guys, everybody that goes.